Hey, all, and welcome to the Cult of Cinema Ultimate Tier List 2005 this time. Hey there, William. Hey, Dave. Hey, B4, and hey, Videodrome. As always, when it comes to the tier list, this is done by consensus. So I will not be voting on the tier list unless, hey there, Matt, unless there's a tie to a break. You guys will be making the decisions. And as always, the one thing I please ask you to do is respect everybody else's opinion and decision. Hey there, Satan. And we will do this in a way that basically everybody gets their thoughts out, but don't diss anybody else's opinion because not cool. Hey there, Alan. And with that being said, we're going to get started right now into 2005. It's an interesting year because there's more titles than you think. Now, that being said, there's a lot of foreign titles in 2005. You're not going to see a lot of them on the list, and there's a specific reason for that. The reason is I want to do, hey there, John, a 2005 foreign. I want to do a foreign horror list. So I don't want to get mixed up with this one right here. So we're going to be doing a lot of kind of like mainstream and some niche horror as well, but you will see a lot of stuff in here. Some stuff that you know, some stuff you may not know. And that's okay because we can still do our best to do the voting. And you've seen enough of me. Hey, Dustin. Now, for the first time, let's look at the 2005 list that I made. Now, remember, every time I make a list, there's always going to be films that get left off. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes in error. And so we will vote as for what we got. And hey there, Andy. And what we got tonight is some interesting stuff. 2005 is a year that was voted down by my patrons. And I want to thank my patrons very much for doing that. If you're a member of my Patreon, then thank you so much for your support. You're the people that keep the channel alive. Hey there, Craig. Speaking of patrons. And on, I think, Thursday or Friday, probably Friday, we'll be doing 1983 on the Patreon list. So go over to Crimson Cult for that, or look down in the link below. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. But let us get into, hey, Jason, the list. All right, so we got a lot of stuff to look at right here. And luckily, I can see here. What I will do now is I will make these pictures just a wee bit bigger. And we're going to start out rooting for the Descent. It is here, actually. Don't tell me I forgot the Descent, because I love that film. Okay, so let's start off with a bit of an odd one. It did kind of wasn't initially liked too much, but I think eventually it kind of made its way into some people's hearts anyway. And that is the 2001 Maniacs remake. So we got the remake to 2001 Maniacs. It was done. It had Eli Roth. It had a kind of a cool, little theme song to it, which they did play in the new one. Hey, there's Zombie. Zombie starts out the voting with a good. It's true. When you watch the through the Patreon, it's as little as $1, and you get to see everything uncut. We got two goods. We got a great from Matt. We got three goods right there. A meh from Craig. Not a fan of Robert Englund's portrayal. Actually, I thought Robert Englund was probably the best part of that film. An okay from Andy. We got two Maz. Four goods. John's bringing up the good side. Five goods there from William. And at that, I think we are going to put 2001 Maniacs on the good list. Now, remember, for those that have not been here before, it goes like this. We have top, we have great, we have good, which is kind of middle of the road. We have okay, and we have meh. And meh is something that you you kind of really aren't into. Actually, I don't remember the manga much either myself, to be honest with you. And next up, we have All Souls Day. So I wanted to put some different things on the list, some kind of cool stuff on here. Just spoke to my good buddy Flip Otaku earlier. By the way, if you have not checked out his channel, I do recommend it. But we are up next with All Souls Day. And does anybody need like a reminder what All Souls Day is? It is a lower budget film. It's better than it looks, actually. It's better than 2000 Maniacs, in my opinion. Before it puts okay, Wim says he hasn't seen it. Well, you get David Keith in there if you're a David Keith fan. If you like the movie, for instance, White of the Eye, it's got David Keith, so that's always a good thing, right? And it is directed by the guy that directed the Attic Expeditions. So if you are a Severin fan, you're going to remember that one, the Attic Expeditions. All Souls Day Dia de los Muertos, which I probably butchered. Okay, we got an okay from Jason and a meh from John. It did. Anchor Bay did go all in on that one. Maddie comes in with an okay. I think I got it downstairs. I can't tell you. Like, I watched it early on, but I would not be able to tell you anything about it right now. And with not many people seeing it and 2 okays, I guess we are going to put All Souls Day into the okay list. Exactly. That David Keith. Or for me, it's David Keith from Lords of Discipline. And we go up next with An American Haunting. There are a lot of kind of unique, different, and a lot of films that you'll find at your local Dollarama, or I guess in the United States, your Dollar General. But American Haunting was an interesting little film. A film that starred Donald Sutherland and Sissy Spacek. That's the one. John puts okay for that one. We're not off to a good start, are we? For this one right here. Zombie says meh as soon as he realizes what it is, but before it goes with an okay. Don't worry, guys. They will get better. Hey, got you, Minnie. Welcome. Dave goes for an okay. Hey there, Emily. Welcome. We're doing All Souls Day. Looks like nothing too awesome so far. All right, All Souls Day. Oh, American Haunting, sorry, goes in okay. And we follow it up with another one, which you may or may not be mad about, depending on if you liked it or not. But it is 2005 film Bad Reputation. You remember? Jason puts good for Bad Reputation. Bad Reputation is a high school girl wrongly branded as a school slut embraces for her bad reputation and takes revenge on the kids who made her life living hell. We got 2 goods for a Bad Reputation. It is directed by Jim Hempel. There's a few here that you may not remember, to be honest with you, who did the screenplay for Hercules Reborn, by the way, which was a low-budget Hercules film that starred John Hennigan. We got 3 goods and 2 okays. It looks like Bad Reputation is going to be good. Okay, here's one that I'm pretty sure all of you have seen, and that is the remake, or not remake really. I guess it used the same name as the Uli Lomo film, but it has nothing at all to do with it, and that is Boogeyman. Looking at the 2005 movie Boogeyman with Emily Deschanel. And of course, the great Lucy Lawless. Joan Jett did Bad Reputation, but Thin Lizzy may have done a version of it. An okay, a great, a good. We got 2 okays for Boogeyman, 3 okays for Boogeyman, 2 goods, 3 goods. We're tied between good and okay for Boogeyman. 4 goods. Goods have taken out the lead in the Boogeyman one. This one did actually eventually get a sequel, which I don't remember, to be bluntly honest with you. So Boogeyman, I guess we're going to give you a good. John Cuzzle, okay? Let's just see if anybody else comes in. If not, we'll leave it at good, but it's middling. Well, next one was one that was actually kind of popular for a while. Not so much a pure horror film, but like a lot of these do skirt into different genres. But it is the zombie film. Oh, it's definitely easy to get. Boy Eats Girl. I remember seeing the poster for this all over the place back in the day. But you have the romantic zombie film, Boy Eats Girl. That's right, Dave. I like it. 2 okays, 3 okays. This was a big deal back in the day. I'm surprised getting okays. But that's understandable. I'm only seeing okays so far for Boy Eats Girl. 4 okays. That's going to cinch it, I think. Boy Eats Girl. Nothing has reached even the great list for so far. And I don't think the next one is going to give you any more. The next one is called Camp Slaughter, otherwise known as Camp Daze, D-A-Z-E, made in 2005. We got a mayor right away from... You got 3 mayors. And I can't say I don't agree with that one, actually. It's one whose poster was probably a lot better than the film actually was. All right. Did I happen to sneak... Hey there, Disconnected. Thanks, man. A foreign film in here because it's one that I wanted to see if you guys had seen and wanted to see what your thoughts on it was. I kind of did. But I have to find it. And it is Cello. Cello is if I'm correct, I think a Korean horror film. A celloist is haunted by strange events after a car wreck. Emily goes with top for cello. Person that wrote and directed cello, this will be the only thing that they wrote and directed. Because the director of this film directed music. We got a top, we got two goods, we got a great. It's cello Videodrome. It's an interesting one. It's one that I specifically wanted to put on there. Hey there, AME, welcome. Have you seen cello? The cello's good. Okay, perfect. We got a top from Alan. That's two tops and two goods. Cool thing, Craig, is this was a one-time like movie director, but not a one-time music director. So it's kind of cool that way. The two tops and the two goods, I'm going to have to split the difference, and cello is going to be the first one to make it onto the great list. And I think it's really interesting and kind of cool that the first one to make it onto the great list is actually one that came from Korea. They have a lot of really good horror films over there. Ones that I particularly get creeped out by. And next up, we get Edward Furlong in Cruel World. Ruling from his dismissal from reality show, a deranged runner-up holds a group of co-eds hostage on the set of his own fictitious show, where losers suffer a deadly fate. Emily has seen this one, and she goes with great right away. It also has Susan Ward in it, and I am always a huge fan of Susan Ward, who was in one of the sequels to one of my favorite series. I'm trying to figure out what it is. So far, for Cruel World, we got a great Shameless Entertainment Films. That actually is a good idea. And definitely something that I will do so. And okay from before. I'm actually surprised. I need another vote, at least one more vote, on Cruel World with Susan Ward and Edward Furlong. We got a good, we got a great, we got an okay, we got a top from Alan. So unless we get one more vote, it's just going to hit into the great category because I'm going to have to split the difference. And Alan, that Shameless Entertainment is a great idea. I think I am going to do that. All right. Cruel World hits the great. Next up is a slasher film, but not just any slasher film. It's a slasher film that had Jon Bon Jovi in it. And it is Cry Wolf. Cry Wolf is an interesting and odd little slasher film. I have to say, there's certain things about that film that absolutely make no sense at all. We got a man, we got three goods. A young Jared Padalecki in Cry Wolf, along with, of course, Lindy Booth. 4 goods. Hey there, Ryan. Welcome. We're doing Cry Wolf. 5 goods. Looks like Jared Padalecki's horror film, pre the AOL Instant Messenger game for Cry Wolf is better than the movie. 5, 6. Cry Wolf is hitting the good category. I actually still enjoy watching that film, even though it doesn't make any sense at all if you even think about it for more than 2 seconds. But it's, I've seen worse. I've got worse on this list. All right, here's one that I know you watched, Maddie. I'm pretty sure you did, and that is Wes Craven's Cursed. Cursed is an infamous film for Wes Craven. We had a zombie film, and now we have a werewolf film. It does have Bon Jovi. Yes, Bon Jovi as the teacher. We get 2 okays, 1 great. He is actually 1 good, 1 meh, 2 good. Early role for Jesse Eisenberg. And we get Portia de Rossi in this one as well. 3 good, 4 good actually for Cursed. I'm actually glad. I would have been sad to see Cursed go lower than a good, to be honest with you. And my thoughts on Cursed would probably surprise you. All right. Now we hit Judy Greer too. I love Judy Greer actually. As anybody that's listened to my Halloween Kills videos knows. Next up, we have a remake. Three great votes. Nice. I wish there was more great votes, but in the great one. We have Dark Water. It is a remake of one of the K-horror films, and that is Dark Water. This one has Jennifer Connelly. The original film was a classic. 3 goods. Meh from AME, which kind of surprised. Actually, no, it doesn't surprise me. It actually makes sense. And okay from Alan. That's good original, but good. Okay. We got 4 goods, 3 okays. Let's see where this goes. We got 4 okays. It looks like Dark Water hits the okay list. Not in Blu-ray on Region 1, but you can find Tobe Hooper's Mortuary actually for fairly cheap on DVD, Videodrome. And I did like Toolbox Murders a lot. All right, and we followed that one up with Death Tunnel. 2005's Death Tunnel. There's a lot of interesting and different, like unique, quirky films on here that I think in actuality could probably only be done. You watch Ginger Dead Man's at a Cruel World? Are you serious? We get an okay for Death Tunnel. Emily can't remember it. Get an okay for from Dave. This is still here for me so far. Let's see what comes up. I was not a fan of Dance of the Death. I'll be honest with you. You get a man from Zombies. Looks like this one is going to hit the okay list. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised that this one even made it to the okay list. Death Tunnel is not a great film, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, we're getting up to what some people consider Rob Zombie's magnum opus, and that is The Devil's Rejects. The Devil's Rejects is the second outing for the Firefly family. 3 tops, 4 tops, 5 tops, 6 tops. Looks like we can put Devil's Rejects as the very first thing from 2005 to reach the top of the heap. Will anything else in 2005 actually reach it? Well, I'm not sure if the next one will, but the next one is a full moon release. And it is Doll Graveyard. Next up, we have Doll Graveyard. A meh and a great, 2 very polarizing reactions. 2 mehs. Somebody doesn't like Doll Graveyard. Got an okay from Dave. Got a meh from Emily. A meh from Jason. And a great from before. This was written and directed by Charles Band. Of course it was, because it looks like it hits the meh category. Series 2005 Blind Spot. Next up, we have the prequel. Well, one of the prequels to The Exorcist, but the only one that came out in 2005, and that is Dominion. Got 2 okays for the Stellan Skarsgård headed Dominion. We got a meh. This one is Paul Schrader, yes. We get a good. We have 4 okays and 2 goods. 5 okays. All right. When you hit 6 okays, we had 6 okays. I think we're putting Exorcist there. And we're following up with a film by The Rock himself in his early days. And that would be Doom. We got a great from Zombie on Doom. We got a meh from Emily. An okay from John. And a meh from Jason. Another meh from before. Apparently, the Rock's charm did not work on people here. 2 goods, 5 mads, 3 okays, 3 goods, 6 mads. All right. Looks like the Rock could not make Doom work. And Alan put it on the top. I had fun with it, actually. And we have Forest of the Damned next. Got a feeling this is going to be another one that's going to be kind of a blind spot for some people, but it is Forest of the Damned. With Tom Savini. A description for those people that have not seen this film. A group of friends go on a road trip and come to a stop in a forest where legend has it a group of naked bisexual female monsters lurk. Will they awake them? And if so, will they survive? An okay from Ryan. Interesting little thing about this film, for those that have not yet seen it, there are none live action, is that this 2005 film would be directed by the guy that would go on to direct Strangers, They Pray at Night. So for those that haven't seen it, I want to see an earlier film from the guy that directed Strangers, They Pray at Night. This is a film by him. Big straight-to-video year for horror. It's definitely an unusual year. I guess we put it at okay because only one person has seen the film done by the director of Strangers, They Pray at Night. I actually thought more people had seen that one. This is a blind spot for a lot of people, I'm saying, this year. And next up is Calista Flockhart and Richard Roxburgh in Fragile. At her new job in a rundown children's hospital, a nurse desperately tries to keep her patients safe from a plague of random, mysterious attacks. Calista Flockhart, Richard Roxburgh, Gemma Jones. Get a great from before. Fragile. Okay, thanks. This is directed by the person that directed Rec 4, by the way. We get an okay from Alan. And Rec 2 and Rec. So yes, this is from the director of Rec. We get 2 goods. Hey, Andrew. Congratulations. And I guess we're putting a film by the director of Rec in good. All right. Here it comes. The Ginger Dead Man. A film that spawned many sequels, but only the first one would have Gary Busey, who was the Ginger Dead Man, actually in it. or even voicing any of it. The Ginger Dead Man. Meh. From Zombie. A meh from Ryan. A top from Alan. Meh. We got an okay from Matt. I think you're being generous. But with 4 Maz, it looks like. 5. Ginger Dead Man hits the man. And I'll be honest, the only Ginger Dead Man film that I had any kind of fun out of was the one where he went back to the 1970s. That was a little bit fun, but even that wasn't the easiest watch. Not gonna lie to you guys. Next up is one that took me a while to find. He turned in Bubba Hotep for this. It is Headspace. And this is one I'm actually curious what you guys think of. Headspace had definitely an interesting cast. With Larry Fessenden and Sean Young. And Wim Atherton, of course, from Ghostbusters. Logan comes in with a math for Headspace. The guy that directed this would only direct one more film after this, which would be The Offspring, but he would produce Lucky McKay's The Woman. 2 Maz and 2 okays. 3 okays. Poor Giant. Have we settled on okay? All right. It looks like this hits the ever-growing okay category. And we followed up with a Hellraiser sequel. But not just any Hellraiser sequel. It's Hellraiser Hell World. With, of course, Mr. Doug Bradley, Lance Henriksen, and then kind of relatively unknown Henry Cavill. 3 Maz, 4 Maz. It's not the worst Hellraiser film. 5, 6, 7 Maz, 8 Maz. The worst Hellraiser film doesn't even have Doug Bradley in it, by the way. Whichever one is the one with the almost the sort of, I guess, a bit of kind of the Rex style thing. That was the worst. All right, and we follow up Hellraiser, Hellworld, with a much more. Which one's deader? Actually, I kind of like deader. We still got Doug Bradley at that point, don't we? Yeah, rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. That really, actually, I was very upset by that today. And the next one on that list, by the way, I'm sorry because I forgot, is Hide and Seek. It's probably one of the more known films in 2005. Since Hide and Seek stars a young Dakota Fanning, and of course, Robert De Niro. A good, an okay, and a great. Two okays. Surprises me, actually. Three okays for Hide and Seek. Four okays. Another good, another okay. All right, a bit surprised and a little disappointed to be putting Robert De Niro's Hide and Seek in the okay category. Not gonna lie. Thought it was better than that. But this isn't my list. Next one, people either loved it or hated it. I like the twist ending actually for that one. But everybody remembered it. And it had two sequels. And it's 2005's Hostel. 2005's Hostel. Man, we get a top. Get a great. I knew this one was going to be a bit divisive. We get two tops, three tops, four tops, two greats. And okay, five tops, three greats. Six tops. And with four greats and six tops, we're putting Hostel right up in the top category. And I'm actually glad to do that. Okay, here's where we're going to have some bones of contention. I know we are. But House of Wax. Jared Padalecki is, of course, in this one here, as is Chad Michael Murray. Two greats right out of the gate, three greats, four greats, and of course, Paris Hilton. Five, six greats, one okay, seven greats. I'll forgive you, Amy. Eight greats, nine greats, and 10 greats. And with 10 greats, House of Wax becomes the third film. Oh, Elijah Cuthbert is great. To reach the great category. And having done House of Wax, we get right into. I like Paris Hilton actually. Intermedio. Again, this is another film with Edward Furlong. A group of four teenagers become trapped in a Mexican border tunnel when they fall prey one by one to tortured ghosts who haunt it. Edward Furlong, Steve Railsback, Buffy's Amber Benson, probably one of the most underrated character actors in Buffy. We got a good from Emily right away. A good from Kaz. Welcome, Kaz. An okay from Ryan. A good from Matt and a good from Let's Get Physical. Hey, welcome to Let's Get Physical Media. I welcomed you before, but I'll do it again. We got five goods. A Matt before. And it looks like it's going in the goods. I won't be ranking these afterwards, but I may put the list up for you guys to do your own rankings of later on if you guys would like that. I can put a link up to the list if you would like it. Next up is another one that I think Anchor Bay went all in on, and that is It Waits. I remember having the Anchor Bay edition of this one. We got some Maz right away. We got a lot of Maz. I think this is the second or third film that had like Serena Vincent in it. We got 2 goods, 3 goods, 5 Maz, 2 okays. So far, their Maz are winning on It Waits. I didn't think It Waits was that bad, actually. But I guess, shockingly, It Waits hits the mad category. I would have expected that to at least get an okay or good, but I'm not voting. And we follow that up with one of the few creature features that I did put on this list, because there's way too many to put a lot of them on there. It's Komodo versus Cobra. Komodo versus Cobra. Logan puts it at the top. It's his childhood. Ryan puts that great. Emily puts it at a meh. Let's Get Physical puts it at a meh. We got 2 mehs. We got a good. We got a great. Who's here for the creature features? We'll find out now. Haven't seen. It's a little. It's fun. Logan switches are great. We got 3 mehs and 2 greats. I'm surprised, Matt, you didn't watch this one. All right. I think it deserves better, but Komodo versus Cobra hits the mad categories. Very sorry, Logan, unless somebody else comes in to do another vote. Somebody else with a math or it's a fun little film. It's not bad, actually. I'm with Logan on this one, actually. We follow that up with a film that. Let's see what you think. George Romero's Land of the Dead with Asia Argento. Matt goes the top for Land of the Dead. We got a Mac. I'm shocked. 2 greats, 2 tops, 3 greats, 3 tops, 5 goods. I may have to vote here. 4 greats. I definitely don't want to see good for Land of the Dead. Are you serious? I got to go with general consensus, Matt. I disagree with it strongly, like 100%. But as always, I would do my own list of this, which you guys will see on my channel probably tomorrow. The Land of the Dead. It's hitting the good category. The same category that has 2001 Maniacs has Land of the Dead. All right. We got to move on quickly, or I'm going to be sad. This is a Marvel film. Onto the list. Long. Hey there, Nate. Welcome, man. long before they were doing their Marvel Cinematic Universe, they did a horror film, The Man Thing. For those that remember the comic book, they'll remember the words, "He who knows fear burns at the touch of the Man Thing." That phrase has nothing to do with this film, which is actually a low budget, straight to video ecological horror. Have a good day at work, Kaz, and thanks for coming in, man. Get an okay. We get a meh. A very meh, actually. An okay from Emily. An okay from Dave, and an okay from Matt. An okay from Before. I haven't seen Man Thing yet. It's worth a watch. And one that I can honestly say, yeah, it's in the right one, The Man Thing. And we follow this up with a Tobe Hooper film, and that is Mortuary. Yeah, the Tobe Hooper film Mortuary. Thanks, Nate. See you soon, man. Enjoy your film. We got a good, we got a top. Looks like Mortuary is going to be a little bit, get two goods. We got a great. Got three goods and two tops. This is the one with Denise Crosby, by the way. Get an okay. Let's see, we got two tops, two goods, one okay, and one great. So I'll split the difference and put Mortuary in the great category. And here's one that I actually remember. And that would be Reeker. I actually remember the day that I rented this film from a local video store. Reeker is a supernatural horror. And it is different. You get a meh and a good. Get two okays and two goods. We get three okays. There was a second Reeker film, by the way. This movie did spawn a sequel, The Rise of the Reeker. With three okays, the okay category keeps growing, and we get Reeker in the okay category. I want to stop for a second and give a thank you to Peter for a donation. I 100% appreciate it, and very much needed after coming off of vacation and missing around 10 days of videos. So thank you so much, Peter. 100% thank you for the donation. It means a lot. We sadly don't get a lot of them nowadays. So yours is really appreciated. All right. I think two of these came out in this year, but let's start off with Return of the Living Dead. And I'm pretty sure it's Necropolis that we're doing first. And it is Return of the Living Dead, Necropolis. There were 2 Return of the Living Dead films made this year. They were made back to back. Get a meh and an okay. I don't have the complete series, unfortunately. I just got like some seasons, Alan. With just a man and okay, and not a lot of people having seen it, we're going to put it in the Mac category. But we're going to follow it up. Oh, wait, we got more okays for this one. Gatling Gun Zombie. So it's going in the okay category. And let's see where you put the next one. They both did go direct to sci-fi. You are correct. And I'm pretty sure they were probably made by the same person that did those Creepshow sequels. Hey there, Jesse. Welcome, man. You came in for a good one because Saw 2 is next. The sequel to the classic Saw. Where do you all rank Saw 2? Got a great from Zombies, a good from Before, a top from Ryan, a great from Emily, a top from Jason, a good from Dustin, Matt from Video Drum, another great, a good, another great, another great. I can honestly say that's not what's going on my list, but Saw 2. Guys are making me cry tonight. On my first night back. It's the great cat. That's the good category. It's a great category. Sorry. Not the top category. What the heck? All right. We followed up with. I know, Jason. I'm shocked too. Silent Scream. We got 2 goods. I'm shocked people have seen it. Actually, we're going to talk about Vinegar Syndrome after, Jesse. So stick around because got 2 goods and an okay with that, and literally shocked many people have even seen this film. It hits the good category. And we followed that up with The Skeleton Key. I recently did a review of the double feature of this one from Mill Creek, who actually put this out, starring Kate Hudson and Peter Skarsgård. Get a math from Let's Get Physical Media. Got some great actors in this one here. We got Gina Rollins and John Hurt, the late great John Hurt. Got a top from Emily. We get 2 greats. We get a man okay. We get a good. We get 2 goods. Thank you, Ellen. Get 2 okays. Three greats. Matt just remembered the ending. Actually, it's a good film. Really good film, actually. So, and with that, before we get too more, let's find another great category. We follow this up with a one that I'm guessing a lot of you guys should remember. I remember the box cover rented a heck. Definitely rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Everybody remember the moth joke. Tamara. Famous for the very sexy girl carrying an axe. That girl would be Jenna Dawson. 3 goods, 1 great, 1 bad. We don't have a bad category, but I guess you mean Matt. Then Joanne, I'm sorry. 4 goods. Another Matt. 5 goods. Jesse hasn't seen this one yet. We're checking out, actually. This was actually only kind of horror type film, I think, because this guy would go on to do a bunch of the Just Dance, like kids games. Yeah, Jen Dewan is Channing Tatum's ex-wife. And it hits good. And for Jen Dewan being in it alone, I'm glad it's in a good category. And let's follow that up with a remake. And it is Ryan Reynolds, actually. The Amityville Horror. Oh my God. 2 Maz. We get a good. We get a great. Get an okay. We get 2 greats. Two okays. 3 greats. We got 2 goods. The greats are still winning out on this one here. And there we go. With that, the Amityville Horror goes great. And next up, we have The Cave. With Piper Perabo. And Eddie Cibrian. And Lena Headley. We got 2 goods. 3 goods. 1 okay. 4 goods. 5 goods. And The Cave easily makes it to the good list. Now that we've done The Cave, let's do The Cavern. We follow The Cave with The Cavern. otherwise known, by the way, under another name as Within. You may have seen it, Emily, under the name Within, which was the other name it's known for. 8 explorers trapped in a Russian cave system are hunted by an unknown presence. Which one had Cole Hauser? That was the cave, I think. The director of this film would direct a lot of TV, actually, including Gotham, Legends of Tomorrow, Bates Motel, and a lot of Star Trek. There's definitely so many cave movies. But it is the cavern. And Piper Peripheral is definitely. We've only got one. We only got really 2 votes on this one, which is good. So I guess this goes in the good category, which I would definitely agree with. And we followed up. We've got a cave. We've got a cavern. Now we got the dark. So we followed it up with the dark. We'll get to that one later. Don't worry. It should be on the list. Actually, I don't think I see it on the list here, but I did have it put on my list. The Ascent did come out in 2005. All right, just give me a second here to add into the Ascent, which should have been already added on the list. Actually, I can't do it right now, but we'll do the Descent afterwards because I can't close it up and lose everything. So let's just try it. Well, let me just try, see if I can do it. So if I lose everything, guys, I'm going to be really pissed off. No, editing. Yeah, edit it. There we go. Look at the Descent not go on the list there before. It's here. Just give me a second here. What do you guys think about the dark? 2005 in the UK, 2006 everywhere else. Ooh, maybe that's why I didn't put it on the list. Let me just see. No, I actually had it on the list from before. Somehow it got knocked off of the list. So just bear with me for a moment. All right. And with that being done, we're back. So we got a pretty mad for the dark. So I guess the dark is going to go with in the mad category. Some of these, I'm looking at the wrong list here. All right. So some of these were taken out of the list already. So it waits. Oh my God. I know Camp Slaughter was in Meh. Doll's Graveyard was in Meh. Doom was in Meh. Ginger did Meh. Brett was in Meh. Was an okay. It waits hit the Meh, I think, and Hell World had the okay. Oh God. Everything's still there. I just had to put some of them back on the list. Nothing changed places. But you guys, with next time we have a movie gets left out. All right. So next up is The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Everything looks to be back to normal, so we're okay. Jason with top for Exorcism of Emily Rose. Good from Emily. I'm surprised since it has your name. Well, we got a top and a good, or maybe that's the reason. If a movie's got your name and people are saying, "Well, just like the Exorcism of Emily Rose." We got a great from Craig and a good from Zombies. And this shoe is killing my foot, so I'm taking it off because it was cutting. Oh my God, it was really cutting into my foot. We got two greats, two goods, a top and a meh. We got three goods. Oh, I think I nicked my foot. It's a little bleeding. Oh, thank God, no. Those are horrible. So it looks like Emily Rose shocks me by going good. Now, let's see if anybody shocks me with the next one. The Fog. The remake of John Carpenter's, one of my favorite John Carpenter films, the original, The Fog, the remake of The Fog. A man got a Jason and Emily being very generous with okays before going with Matt. Zombies make sure I know it's Matt. Videodrome goes Man the Fog. Gets physical goes Matt, and I'll be honest with you, sticking in the Matt. The Mangler Reborn, the sequel to The Mangler. Probably known mostly because it has a shiny cover. The Mangler Reborn. That your time will be making it. I'm not sure if that's lame, making it your girlfriend. That would make the movie better for me. If I was doing that, I probably would have got a better rating. We got a lot of mess for the Mangler Reborn. Now, it does, however, have Amy Brooks and Reggie Bannister, though. But we'll put it in the mad category. Like I said before, there was 2 Return of the Living Dead movies put out in 1 year. And the second one is Rave to the Grave. Return of the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave. Get a good right out of the gate. A meh from Emily. Super meh. We got 3 mehs. Even Peter Cody cannot save this one for you guys, huh? Got an okay. We got 2 okays and I guess 5 mehs, so I guess the mehs went out. It's not a good movie, but I don't think it's a meh movie. All right. Here's one that I'm very curious about. Actually, I'm really curious about this one. I want to see where people go fall on this one because I don't think it's going to be the same as me. All right. It is Urban Legends Bloody Mary. We get a top right at the gate from Jason. An okay with Emily. The great Kate Mara is in this one, by the way. 2 greats, 2 okays. I wish was 2 greats. Another meh. Got a good. This also has Don Shanks from Halloween 5, by the way. Got an extra good, thank God. There's some sequences in this film that actually kind of creep me out. If you don't have the 88 Films edition, it's still available to get, I would definitely recommend picking up the Urban Legends box set. Got 2 mehs, 2 okays, and 2 goods. This is directed by Mary Lambert, of course, who directed Pet Sematary. And one of my favorite underlooked films, The In Crowd. I totally agree with you, Jason. I don't think it's going to get the love that it deserves right here. Oh, my ranking on this one? I'll tell you my list. Do I have to vote? Is this why? 2 goods, 2 mehs, 2 greats. No, 2 goods, 2 mehs, and 2 okays, right? Then it's going to hit the good category because honestly, guys, son of a... I would not have put this in the mad category like in any stretch of the imagination. Like, needless to say, it won't be in the mad category when I do my list. What the freak happened to this? All right, we have 2 left. And the next one is Wolf Creek. We got a top, we got a man, we got 2 greats, 2 tops, 3 tops. 4 tops. All right. 3 greats. Shoot, 4 greats. We almost had it there, guys. We got 4 tops and 4 greats. Ron, you're killing me, man. Great. 5 greats. One of the truly great and underrated actors of Australia, John Jarrett, put in a performance here that is beyond incredible. And it deserves top. It's not the top, but it deserves top. For John Jarrett's performance alone, that character is an iconic horror villain now, and one of the more chilling ones. And now the film that caused all the problems, 2005's. I know, Emily. I know. I'm kind of hurt. But all I have to say is my list is going to be extremely different than this list. Very different. The Descent, we got 2 tops for The Descent already. 3 tops. 4 tops. Unfortunately, it's already gone through, Ryan. That's okay, though. Don't worry, I'll get to the top of my one. I got Good from Jason. 6 tops for The Descent. 7 tops for The Descent. I pretty much can assure you, Videodrome, yes, I can. It's The Descent. And I think you read the film wrong. 7 tops for Descent. And okay for Descent. 8 tops for Descent. And before another film gets robbed, Descent reaches the top. All right. Only 3 films reached the top of the 2005 list. So tonight, we're only going to rank the top 3 films. That's personal, Videodrome. It's not something I want you to ask me again. If you ever do, it'll get you banned. We have 3 films in the top. We got The Devil's Rejects, Hostel, and The Descent. We need number 3 for the top list. Not the first one or the second one. We need the number 3 spot. So you're going to put Devil's Rejects, Hostel, or The Descent in number 3. Zombies puts Hostel at 3. Emily puts Hostel at 3. Dave puts Hostel at 3. 2 people put Descent at number 3. Craig, AME, and Let's Get Physical plus Hostel at 3. And Hostel is number 3. And as always, we don't look for number 2, we look for number 1. So between The Devil's Rejects and The Descent, what's the top film of 2005? Before comes with Descent. Jason says Devil's Rejects. AME goes with The Descent. Matt goes with Rejects. We got 3 for The Descent, 3 for Rejects, 4 for Descent, 4 for Rejects. We're running neck and neck right now. 5 for Descent, 5 for Rejects. Six for Devil's Rejects, 5 for Descent. Six for Descent. We're tied neck and neck. We need one more. Because I will not be the deciding vote on this one. I will ask my better half. Because she's in the kitchen. Hind. Have to break the tie. There's only one film here. It's The Descent and Devil's Rejects. And Hind breaks it with The Descent, which reaches the top of the list. I appreciate that, video drama. Understandable. 2005 was an interesting year. And thank you. For horror. Not a great year for horror, but definitely an interesting year. There's a lot of unique films, weird films, and you could almost call it, and somebody did early on in this list, a straight to DVD horror year. And it pretty much was. From 2001 Maniacs to those Return of the Living Dead films, which I think actually went on TV. If somebody said that correctly, very few of these films actually made it to like actual theater films. There's the 3 films on the top of the list were all films that made it into the theater, but out of the great list, the only Amityville, Wolf Creek, Skeleton Key, Saw 2, and House of Wax actually made the theater. If you are a part of the Patreon of the Crimson Cult, by the way, when we do the 1983 list, which is probably going to be on Friday, I will let you guys know it's going to be Thursday or Friday. We will then be voting on what's going to be coming for the next couple weeks. We'll be voting on years for the next live video and a year for the next Patreon video. As always, it only costs $1 a month to come into Patreon and vote on what some have actually said, the cooler years of horror. This Thursday or Friday, we'll be doing 1983. With that being said, let's give a little conversation on the announcement from Vinegar Syndrome. Because Vinegar Syndrome did make an announcement today, and I think something worth talking about. It was a hard time today. There's certain ones that disappointed me, Jason, but you'll see my list later on, probably tomorrow. So let's go to my Twitter machine, as Taz would call it, and look up vinegar syndrome. Because please don't tell me that they only put it on their Facebook again. Because if they did, I will friggin' scream. Oh my God, they did. Vinegar syndrome. Use Twitter. Like, please use Twitter. All right, give me a second to find it. Apparently, vinegar syndrome. Don't know. Twitter's a thing. Because I got to keep looking for other stuff on Facebook. And as like everybody else, Facebook is mostly for my for family and stuff. I don't normally show it on here, so I'm just gonna find the announcement. Oh my God, I freaking hate this. I mean, that's sad. I mean, like, because it was in their fan group. So this is what it says, because I'm not going to put up my Facebook on here. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. All right. A reminder, our Black Friday flash pre-order is only 10 days away and goes live on the 24th. If you're a subscriber, you don't have to worry about this because you kind of got to get that already. So you'll be able to order the Vinegar Syndrome November package, which includes Flesh for Frankenstein in UHD, Blu-ray discs, and digital 3D. What's digital 3D again? Oh God, I hope body count. I would so hope for body count, Emily. We'll also be announcing 2 major horror Blu-rays. Okay, they said major. I'm going to say it right now. They said major. Major, by the way, looking for selling things. That's actually true. I've only got Facebook now for my for some of my classmates, and mostly for my family. 2 major horror Blu-rays. So can't be trauma. Can't be the trauma stuff they've been putting out recently. I like Girl School Screamers and stuff like that because those aren't major. And dropping an initial hint about the surprise titles, among other things. Oh no, the body count we're talking about, Videodrome, is Rogerio Diodato. It's a slasher flick with a pretty cool mask, actually. If you've ever seen Justin Kurzweil's slasher movie book, it actually has a picture of the mask on the cover of it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they put it body count with a list Milano Nice Tea instead, which I don't mind. It's just I would rather than put it some more horror. They've been doing a bit much with their going high into their action films recently. And let's look at Vinegar Syndrome for what's out right now. Want more Mexican? I do too, but I swear to God, Amy, if they think Mexican horror means that a box set that can be a fridge magnet, I'm going to flip a table. But if it means Ruben Glando Jr., I am a happy person. Maybe a rights issue, actually, Videodrome, for that film. Well, let's dive quickly into vinegar syndrome and see what's. We'll look at the limiteds to see where we're going. It is getting close to the sale time, especially for people that haven't been subscribed. There may be some limited editions that they're going to be missing out on. If not, so let's look at that. I personally am only getting the stuff that I am already subscribed to. So partner labels and all that, just I don't I just get the subscriber stuff. As you can see, next month coming up this month is Devil's Story, Resurrection, Shallow Grave, best cover actually, and Blades. Uh, it's a hit or miss month for Vinegar Syndrome. They're watchable titles. They usually do it near the first of every month. So this is Devil's Story, Resurrection, Shallow Grave, and Blades are September. So unless it's a sale, then they normally list the normal subscriptions at the beginning of the month. So if it's September, you're going to see it on the 1st September. If it's October, unless there's a special title, you're going to see it on October. But when it comes to the November Black Friday sale or the halfway to Black Friday sale, you usually get around a month and a half to 2 months ahead of time because basically you get to do a pre-order. And with the pre-order, you get like expedited shipping and you don't have to worry about like ordering them once the sale comes. You've already done that. So if there's anything that you need, it's probably going to be a VSA or a VSU that's outside of that range. With that being said, let us look at the limited edition titles and see exactly where they are and what it is that you may need to keep an eye on. I do myself really think that Vinegar Syndrome needs to go 110% into October and November. Those are going to be very important months for them because I'll be honest, the second half of the year for Vinegar Syndrome has not been great. And if they want to get back people, they want to keep people that are year subscribers and to keep people that have been halfway subscribers on, then they're really, really going to have to come out strong. And the fact that we've already lost a few titles and there's nothing yet said to replace the titles does not look good for Vinegar Syndrome in the months of October and November. And since December is a partner label month, and we don't get anything for that month, and we didn't get anything for July, their A game has to be here. We'll start from page 3, of course, the last page, and we'll look at the list here, and just check the where we're at. We're still good with sugar cookies because the limited edition of that one is way over 1,000. Yeah, it's cool, like video to put like to put a cheese one in there. But if you're gonna put in something like that, because they're kind of fun, you gotta have an egg. You gotta at least have something like a bit more exciting to put along with it. And at this point, like if Girl Scout Screamers or Meat Pies is your most exciting title of the month, or Blades, there's an issue. Like those definitely can be fun titles if you like them, but they're nothing to hang a month on. And so far, I haven't seen much that I could say like, oh well, this is the title of the month. This is a breakthrough title. Terminal Island probably closest, and that's a 4K release. We got Nightmare Weekend, which is still in over 1,000, so I don't have to worry about that one. Hangs Upon Nothing, I'm pretty sure is going to be pretty low, 789. So I'm actually surprised that one's still available, but it is. Count Dracula's Great Love has over 1,000. So again, not too much to worry about there. They did say, Matt, like what they didn't say, but I heard like rumored that if they don't have anything come up, that they usually give back a portion of what you paid. So which hopefully will be the case, either portion what you paid or like give you a gift certificate of some sort, because there's only one box set left, Emily. They've actually said there's only one box set. It's going to be your horror box set. That's going to be the only thing that's left. That is coming in October, I think, and along with the Giallo double feature. So that we should get those two in the month of October. Those were pushed back. Those were supposed to come earlier. We were supposed to have two more box sets, and some people got upset with me. They got a lot of. I'm a big Vinegar Syndrome fan myself, but I did have people that came on and got upset with me because I spoke my truth about it, and I said I'm iffy about the way this is going. Like, the halfway subscription was not cheap, and like, although I did not want those sets, I do at least want like the equivalent of that, whether it's in a gift certificate. Because if they say, well, we'll give you a percentage off of the next subscription, that ain't gonna work, because that ain't happening. With that being said, that's my complaining for right now. Murder Weapon and Deadly Embrace got 113 left. So if you want to get the slip cover to that one, get it during the sale. And because a lot of people already do have this release, it is no different. The release itself is no different. It is just the slip cover. It is a nice slip cover. It is Linnea Quigley, and Eric Foreman is in one of those, so that is kind of cool. Eric Foreman, by the way, not the guy from that 70s show, but the guy from Silent Night and Deadly Night 2. Memories Within Miss Aggie is probably the only Gerard Damiano adult film I think that is left in their catalog that they haven't sold out of yet, and there is still over 1,000 left. You sound like the hanging there, kidding. It is frustrating, and it's got to be frustrating, Dave, for on the Vinegar Syndrome side of it too. I'm sure like they could not have like known that the grandson was going to pass away. Hey, there's Trash Walking, man. But with that being said, it's still something. It's still something that eventually has to be addressed. Something that you have to figure out, whether the get titles that we're going to come out next year, the put in place of it. If that's not something that can be done, then something definitely has to be done. Flesh Eating Mothers is down extremely low. And there is 58 copies of that one. Zombie Island Massacre is down to 190 copies. And I do recommend Zombie Island Massacre. This is my Scooby-Doo film without Scooby-Doo. But I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm pretty sure the severed arm is still going to be fairly high. And it is. It's still over 1,000. Oh, my God. This film's been out there forever. Old Dracula with David Niven is only 101 left. And 101, this is actually, some people really don't like this film. I thought it was actually pretty fun. It's a bit dated, obviously. But it's a film of its time. The slip is amazing. Best Friends is down to 373. Yeah, and yet because it's a slip, Dustin. It's the only reason it's not selling, I think, is the slip. It's one I want to get, but I still, not this time, not this year again. Over 1,000 for the Natty Victorians, which is surprising since the adult titles do tend to go extremely, you go a lot quicker than some other ones. Perfect Strangers is down to 789. The 11th Commandment is still at 1,000, and I actually don't remember that film at all, so that's one of the reasons has never really intrigued me. Indecent Exposure is into 475. Zombie 5 Killer Birds is into 478. Actually, has a really nice cover to it. But I can see if you're a UK person, you probably got the 88 Films edition of that one. The sale is going to be, it's their Black Friday sale, so it'll probably be the weekend of Black Friday trash. So we're looking at late November. But the pre-order trash is coming in about 10 days, so make sure you keep an eye out for that if you're going to be pre-ordering anything. Flesh for Frankenstein, like 4K UHD and 3D copy will be there. More Valley Massacre is still over 1,000. I'm actually shocked on that one. There had to have been a lot of Dog Code Santa Claus for this one to be over 1,000 because that is the only reason that movie should be over 1,000. There are 339 left of Who Done It. By the way, guys, if you've seen some of these films and you recommend these during the sale, I would like you to let people know and shout it out and say, okay, you should pick this up. Who Done It is a fun one. I actually liked it. Fade to Black, of course, is a fantastic film with great acting from Dennis Christopher, and over 1,000 left on that one. Forgotten Jolly Volume 2 is at the standard edition, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a standard. It's not limited. Renee Bond in High School Fantasies at 719. Yeah, did you like the song, Dustin? I like the songs. People go back and forth on whether they like the song or not. I kind of dug it, actually. Some people think of it as a bad earworm. 75 left on Frat House, and I can see why. The cover is absolutely stunning. No, I don't buy a lot of the adult titles anymore. 750 on Taxi Girls and Heavenly Desire, which is a double feature from Picorama. So yeah, it gets stuck there. Satan's Blood is at over 1,000. Are all the rest of these going to be at over 1,000? No, Cthulhu Mansion is at over 1,000. Dark Tower, over 1,000. We'll get to the VSAs and we'll see how they're doing. House of Usher is at 580. So keep an eye on House of Usher. This is one of the missing VSAs in my collection. Hitcher in the Dark is over 1,000. Can't stand that one because there's nudity. The Fear is over 1,000. Shame on that one. That's got some good features on it. Forgotten Jolly Volume 3 is over 1,000, and that is still in its limited edition box. This will be on sale during the next sale, I think. If you have not picked up Forgotten Jolly Volume 3, it is by far and large easily the best of the 3 Forgotten Jolly sets, and I would 110% recommend it. Sex World is still at over 1,000 with their first 4K. Yeah, all the Jolly box sets are good. Yeah, 3 is my favorite. Death Promise is over 1,000. Last Gasp was, I'm sure, over 1,000. So I don't think we're going to have to look at too much here because I think most of these are going to be over 1,000. Except for the sets and stuff. Look at the VSAs. So over 1,000 still for Grave Secrets. Six String Samurai is still over 1,000. Not surprised. Not as many people were as excited about that one as I was. So that's understandable. Forgotten Homegrown Horrors is still over 1,000. Televised Terror is shockingly still over 1,000. That was probably one of their best box sets that I liked. Cardona is not surprisingly over 1,000. Emily, have a great evening there. I'll be going soon anyway. And I'm pretty sure everything else here is going to be over 1,000. Except for maybe the Blood Harvest, which just came back in stock, the 7-inch vinyl soundtrack EP, which has 32. Emily, don't forget to come in for the 1983 list. I'm going to need you for that one. All right. There we go. All right, I've been gone for a while, so before I go tonight, if there's any quick question that you want to ask bef- before we finish up this night, so now's the time to do it. Now is question period time. Or maybe it's not question period time because it doesn't seem like anybody has have any questions. Oh, Dave, you are in for such a joyous time. There is so many great jollies for you to discover. Actually, no, I had a horrible first start to my work, actually. I need more vacation. Any talk about Forgotten Jelly Volume 4? I haven't heard anything on it yet, Dave. I'm sure that they will be doing one. I won't be done this year, though. There is going to be a Euro horror box coming out supposedly in October. I don't think I have seen stuff, Stephanie, in Incinerator, actually. Probably because the title, to be honest with you. But there is a Giallo double feature coming out in October, Dave, to keep an eye out for. It I'm actually kind of excited about that one. So there's a Giallo double feature. I have not seen the House of Usher VSI. That's the one that I don't have yet. Uh, for those that don't know at this point or are unaware, uh, I can't buy any more films within the year of 2021. So whatever I have got coming from Vinegar Syndrome or any films that get gifted or donated to me are the only things that I will see for the rest of 2021. We'll have to try blind versus. Well, we can do a test blind versus sometime this month, Matt, if you want to, on the other channel, kind of a mini one. We can talk about it on the next Patreon video. I would say right now, uh, the loss of the grandson in the Cardona set really changed the features, and there were some production issues. Uh, there's been no word on like sales issues with the Cardona set being anything bad or anything like that. I, if I was to guess, and that would just be me guessing because I am not an insider, I'm just going by like trends and my personal thoughts on it. I would say that the Cardona set probably sold less than the other sets. I would say the TV tear set probably sold better, and that one was one that people were unsure of. TV tear set, I think, is going to be stretched out in the fact that they're going to make sure that any sets that they have are dipped under the 1,000 unit mark before they even start looking at another one. So the unless they've already gone into the homegrown horrors and TV tears ones, and they're working on making them for next year. Uh, it's all with your dollar, basically. Vote with the stuff that you want. Could we expect a soundtrack for Fresh? I don't think so. Flesh for Frankenstein should have a UHD. It'll have a Blu-ray, and what they said is digital 3D. And I'm not quite sure what that is yet. I hope that's not a digital code for a 3D copy of the film, and it just means that it's real 3D. Because I would be a little bit, I'd be more than a little bit disappointed if I get a digital code for a 3D copy of a film. That, but I'm thinking that I'm reading that wrong, and that digital 3D is just just probably means it's a 3D on the Blu-ray as opposed to 3D on the UHD, because you can't have 3D on UHD as of yet, unfortunately. Uh, the music would definitely be fantastic to have, but I don't think we're going to get it. Now you may see a vinyl, or at least maybe even a mini vinyl come out for Flesh for Frankenstein. Unlike Severin do tend to like package a lot of their Blu-rays and releases with CD soundtracks. Vinegar Syndrome has never got into the CD soundtrack game per se, and have gone with more of the collectible thing of a vinyl or even a tape sometimes, as opposed to having an actual CD of music in there. Now, if you can think of anything that's different where Vinegar Syndrome did do a CD soundtrack, definitely let me know. But as of right now, I can't think of anything. Have you put out any teasers? Ryan, do you know any of the teasers that Vinegar Syndrome have put out? I have been on vacation, so I have missed some of the stuff. Well, I have many. So Ryan, if you can like show me some teasers or show me to them. At this point, I'll take anything when it comes to the for soundtrack. When it comes to Flesh for Frankenstein, I would prefer at not to have to buy it separately. I would prefer that it be part of the package, as it is with Severin, as opposed to being something that we're going to have to pick up down the road, especially right now. There's an image on Twitter. Let me check that. It's okay, man. Tell them watch Tough Guys Don't Dance. What did everybody think of that yet? I haven't seen any of the stuff from this month. Like really, not like in all serious. Not to really watch all through. I'll have my September package if I get a chance to watch one before. I like that they're doing the VSP and all that, and it's good to see them like branching out. But really, nothing is like overly excited me. It's okay. Soundtracks usually for that's one of the reasons I think that I kind of did fall in love with a lot of Severin releases. Is I didn't have a lot of Severin. I was up in Toronto, and I went to the local like store there, Bay Street Video, which I recommend if you're in the Toronto area. And I was looking through stuff to buy, and they had releases from all the different companies, from Vinegar Syndrome, from Severin. It's a different one, it's better than expected. Oh, that's promising. But Severin stood out. It really did stand out. To procure, that'd be interesting to see. Now, this time of year, this is normally Ryan, their horror centric like year, time of the year. We do normally see mostly horror, and the only two horror that came out last month were these. So that's the thing. We also got Terminal Island, which is not horror, but it's a film. And there's Tough Guys Don't Dance. Usually we do tend to see the first half of the year being the more experimental portion of Vinegar Syndrome from past years. You get a lot more of the different stuff. And they usually say, don't worry, wait till the last half of the year. That's when we tend to go all in on our horror releases. And this year, going all in on their horror releases is only going to be November, October, November. I like Terminal Island. I haven't watched the 4K of it yet, Jason, to be honest with you. But I've seen Terminal Island years ago, and I did enjoy it when I saw it originally. It was the only film like this year, like this release that I was excited about. I do actually, Derek. A viewer gave it to me as a birthday gift a few years back. The Steelbook for Tenebrae, and I will 100% agree with you. The documentary, if you guys can get the documentary, the Tenebrae, even the regular release as a documentary, and the documentary is amazing on Tenebrae. It is incredible. I've watched it over and over again. Now, don't watch it if you haven't watched very many Giallo films, though, because it does tend to give away a lot of spoilers. Oh, on Tenebrae's release by Synapse, there's a Giallo documentary called Yellow Fever. I think is one on the Tenebrae release. It's really good. I gotta watch the 4K. I really do. Oh, Synapse Tenebrae is definitely 100% the best version, and I do love Arrow Video. I do actually have the new Arrow release of Tenebrae as well, like the one that came out a couple years back, and that is a good release. And I'm glad I got both of them because they have different special features. And I'm a huge Tenebrae fan. It is my favorite Argento Giallo film, and I do like it more than Suspiria. So heresy, right? The soundtrack is great on Tenebrae too. Again, one of my favorite soundtracks. Like Deep Red might be slightly creepier. Bloody Judge. Is that the one with Christopher Lee? Or am I thinking of a different one? Yeah. I haven't seen Jacob. I mean, like, it's okay. It's fun. It's fun. I'm not sure if I got it on my list. You guys want to see like a peek? For those that are thinking of becoming a patron. Oh God, yes. There you go. Here is a peek at 1983, A Year in Horror. I don't think Bloody Judge is on my list, actually. I'll give you a quick look right there. I'll give you a full screen look. Definitely. If you are a patron, please come out for the 1983 one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of films to battle over. I don't think anybody will ever like diss on Deep Red. Martino's always good in 4K, man. As is Argento. But if you are not and you're thinking about becoming a patron, it costs as little as $1 a month, so less than you pay for your regular cup of coffee on a day to come into the Patreon and join in for our tier list. You do see tier lists here on the regular channel, but we have some really cool years that are a patron exclusive only. And if you are a patron, you get to help choose what year comes right here on our regular channel and what year goes to Patreon as well. Last time I did a video, they voted 2005 for tonight, and they voted 1983 for the next Patreon list. So there you go. I will definitely be doing a Christmas list, and Die Hard is a Christmas movie, in my opinion. So it is going to make that list. Alan was here earlier, and he had an idea for a shameless entertainment list. That is definitely going to be on my Patreon. I can't do that one here because if you've ever seen the covers of shameless entertainment films, you're going to know exactly why. Those are ones I'm going to have to get in the new year. I can't. For those that are unaware, like to be bluntly honest, I'm actually thinking making a video on YouTube about kind of like, I guess, hints and tips on what to expect if you want to go on YouTube, you want to become a YouTuber, if this is going to be something that you're thinking about doing. So that is going to be something that I have coming up. It's different from our regular videos, but having been here now for about 10 years, I can easily say that it'll be easy to do that. There's a lot of like really cool things, meeting people, and then there's some not so good things. Ronan Flicks put it, I Spit in Your Grave 4K. I would kill for that. See, I don't have I Spit in Your Grave in any format. Seriously. So anybody want to get me a Christmas present? If anybody really likes my channel and wants to buy me a Christmas gift, this is it. Crimmy is something I definitely want to talk about as well. Because not gonna lie, I would kill for this film. Wow. Limited edition 4K Ultra UHD 3-disc set, new 2021 4K HDR remaster, original uncut feature film on 4K UHD and Blu-ray. Growing Up Though I Spit in Your Grave Blu-ray included. Limited edition slipcover. Definitely, just send me a message on Patreon. And I will respond back to you with the address. And thank you so much, Ryan. At this point in the year where I was bluntly honest in the fact that unless it's a vinegar syndrome, it's already coming to my house. Hey there, Zach. I don't have anything coming. So the kindness and generosity of you guys is extremely important, and I love it. And thank you so much. What's in the box? I would like to do that, actually. What's in the box on Patreon? That's actually kind of cool. Zach, did you hear about this? Holy crap. So send me a message on Patreon or on Charm007 on my Instagram, one of those two, Ryan, and I will send you my my address, and I'll actually do a Patreon unboxing for you. But here we go. As you know, I did a Patreon unboxing for director where we looked at films that we could not show. I actually canceled all my pre-orders, all my Halloween pre-orders, everything that I pre-ordered. Like absolutely everything. So I'm really hoping Vinegar Syndrome doesn't chintz out on October, November. I'm hoping October, November is going to be really good for them. Financial reasons, Ragman. To be honest with you, I'm lucky that I'm so lucky that my patrons have around and been able to help out because StreamYard is free. Well, it is, but not if you're doing it like the way that I do it, and the amount of times that I do it. So most any money that I have goes back into my channel. I have not been making money on YouTube recently, and I got a generous donation tonight from Peter. But aside from that, it's been very low when it comes to like super chats. When it comes to super chats and when donations as well. So it's just that time of year, I guess, for a lot of people. And so it hits hard with me, and I'm sure it hits hard with a lot of you as well. Who are, of course, saving their money for like October, saving their money for going to Cinema Wasteland, for instance, which is amazing stuff. But as for me, I had to make the decision and just say, okay, this is it, and that was the decision that was made. Unfortunately, I can't. I couldn't get the holler-ons from Kayla either. I do hope to get that, or at least get Lies of Fire and the documentary down the road. So all my pre-orders were canceled. I did have that pre-order, and I had to like reverse it. I had to get it canceled. So everything that I have pre-ordered is canceled. Only things that I've already got paid for. And so there's no films left that I've already got paid for in the year except for the Vinegar Syndrome. But it's not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. It's not like a poor me type of thing. It happens. And it is like getting closer to Christmas. October's coming around, so it's understandable. And I'm lucky because I do have that stuff coming, and I will do a patron unboxing for Ryan. Actually, be interesting to see. But I do want to leave on a down note. I Spit on Your Graves coming out on 4K. That's amazing. That's a great thing. Something to look forward to. If you're a fan of the film, I actually am. I'm a pretty big fan of I Spit on Your Grave. But there we go. I am Aaron. You are the cult of cinema. Once again, I want to thank you for coming in and for joining me and for being here. Whether you thumbs it up or you're one of the two people that thumbs it down, I hope you thumbs it up if you're here for this length of time. Because you're one of the two people that thumbs it down, I live in your mind rent free. There you go. With that being said, I hope every single one of you guys have a fantastic, wonderful evening, and that you guys are feeling and doing great. And tomorrow is even better. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. You are not alone. always reach out. And here in the Call to Cinema, there's always one more movie. And you will get him back on a tier in the near future, don't worry. There's something coming up that I have planned, but you'll find it soon. Hey there, George. I'm just going out, but have a great evening, man.